This is Hawaii, the largest and the youngest island of the Hawaiian archipelago. Sorry about the name confusion. That's why many refer to the island not as Hawaii, but as the Big Island. The oldest part of the island appeared above the ocean about 1,000,000 years ago. The youngest appeared today. In the late 1700s, James Cook brought British naval vessels to this coast. He knew exactly where he was as he carried the most advanced navigational tool of the era. It was an accurate clock. He was actually on his way to Alaska. Back at the Admiralty in London, nobody had thought to mention Hawaii. They couldn't. It wasn't on any map at the time. Cook walked right into a previously unknown Stone Age culture and was immediately accepted as a god, based mostly on his ability to violate the religious prohibitions of the Hawaiians and survive totally unscathed. The savages, as he referred to them, had paddled from the volcanic Marquesas Islands in the South Pacific. The savages were also culinary experts. Cook finished up in a dish when he fell from grace. Molten lava can cool at different rates, and the texture of the resulting solid rock reflects this difference. Fast cooling produces this stuff, and it's wicked on bare feet. I'm cheating by using a concrete path in a resort. The only hazard here is from speeding electric golf carts. Slower cooling improves matters a bit, but not really all that much. None of this is easy to walk on anyway. Lava rock is really good for lots of building projects. It's light and strong. These walls are beautiful. However, one attribute hardly gets lava off the hook. It must be terrible stuff to have to live with all the time. The Hawaiian royals got fabulous modern digs on the Big Island only 60 years after Cook showed up. The palace is built of lava rock and was later plastered on the outside to give it the current appearance. The former society, based on a code of restrictions and prohibitions, was symbolized by signs like this. Cook's actions overturned the primitive beliefs, and to their credit, the Hawaiians abandoned their past in favor of hula dancing shows, tourists, and slack-string guitars. Meanwhile, of course, the ocean was continuously wearing away the coastal lava. The Pacific Ocean rarely lives up to its name, so erosion is fast. A stream of modern invasions was underway, and nothing here would ever be the same again. Pocket sand beaches pop up everywhere. The sand at this one sometimes gets washed away, but it always comes back. So the nickname of Magic Sands has stuck among the surfing and the boogie boarding crowd. Residents and visitors gather every evening on the west coast to watch the tropical sunset. Oh, I forgot to mention that somewhere along the way, the Mai Tai had been invented to go with sunsets. Coral reefs contribute to taming the lava. The calcite skeleton is ground up by wave action to produce a sand-like particle which easily blows all over the place and actually helps the formation of soil. The coral beaches are superbly attractive, as everyone knows. That's Maui in the distance. The beach is at the Four Seasons Resort in Waikoloa. All the coast is public in Hawaii, and the posh resorts have to provide facilities for the public, so the enjoyment of this totally fantastic place is for everyone. Huge amounts of sand and ground-up coral get deposited all over some of the paths and patios of this resort. Even if human activity had not covered the lava, it seems that nature would soon have done so anyway. This is a tropical paradise for sure. Some folks always want more and enjoy paying for it big time. Indiana Jones fans get their fix here at the Hilton Resort, just north of the Four Seasons. The pools are for all of us who dislike walking barefoot on lava, which is all there is just here on the coast. They also brought dolphins to an artificial lagoon to entertain visitors, but not everyone is comfortable with this idea. What's in it for the dolphins seems to be the question many ask these days. This sort of kids' entertainment is, of course, totally acceptable. I wish they'd let grown-ups onto the slide. However, older visitors get plenty of enjoyment just walking through the coconut groves. Most of the lava has long ago been covered over in these places. Both human and natural processes have most likely conspired to defeat the pesky lava. At least the resorts removed the coconuts from the palm trees. An encounter with a falling coconut is totally inadvisable. Old hands look way up before settling into a good book here. A new enemy of lava has sprung up to reshape the landscape of the island. This is golf. A large number of courses were built in the latter half of the last century. They are beautifully manicured, but golf is not as popular as it once was. Who knows what will happen if this revenue stream dries up at the resorts? We're here in December. Santa arriving by boat seems appropriate considering the island location. If you think these jolly inflatables look somewhat out of place, then you're right. However, you can even buy a natural evergreen tree flown over from the mainland if you're not on too tight a holiday budget. For others, there are Charlie Brown trees. Kailua has been here shortly after Cook arrived because it was the site of a good beach landing area. This is the home of the famous Ironman World Championship, which starts and finishes right here just behind the sea wall. No surprise, the sea wall is made of lava rock, of course. Right now, the local kids are making the most of this location and of the high tide at this moment. In the streets of the town, there's a festive atmosphere, which is repeated each month throughout the year. The first Christian church in all of Hawaii is over in the distance. Naturally, it's built of lava. It rains here, but usually the coastal strip escapes heavy rain. Golf courses, people, and the famous Kona coffee need lots of water, and they get it. The significant rainfall grinds down the lava, of course, and encourages the vegetation that provides the organic content to help soil formation. More on soil later. This is called the Village Stroll. It's a street market on a grand scale. Artists and artisans, of course, with very many stalls. It's not all Hawaiian print dresses and shirts. You can even buy a paddle for your outrigger canoe if you want one. The palace grounds are open. The building is a museum and is open every day. On the ocean side today, the Daughters of Hawaii put on a show. It's very folksy, and parts are in the Hawaiian language, which is probably a good idea. The translation of the state anthem, for example, might cause a few raised eyebrows. Amongst other things, it reflects a loyalty to the long-gone monarchy. They sing it anyway. There's a lot more to Hawaii than just the shore. The land rises significantly behind Kailua. These are the lower slopes of the extinct volcano Hualalai. People live up here well above the coastal heat. The town is Holualoa, originally settled by Japanese and Portuguese families who had previously come to work the sugar fields on the other side of the island. Sugar is no longer grown anywhere in the Hawaiian Islands. Well over 100 years ago, a Japanese immigrant imported coffee trees from Guatemala and kick-started the Kona coffee business. He could never have foreseen the amazing quality possible for coffee grown just here. The original families of Holualoa have dispersed now. The atoll remains and is still operational. It's pink now, but probably was not in its early days. These folk grow one of our favorite Christmas decorations in their gardens. They may be an indoor plant for us, but not here. Poinsettias grow quite large in their native habitat. The intense red bracts appear at the end of bare branches, and this is about the natural mature height of the plant. Many of the buildings in this town have been renovated and often repurposed. Some look rather elegant. This was once the doctor's place. This probably was always a church going by the windows, but maybe not. The former post office looks very Japanese even to this day. The mailboxes are certainly a reflection of a bygone era. Just look how many there are. This was once a busy town. If only we could know even a few of the stories they could tell about the messages that have passed through them. Symbolic of the Portuguese who settled here is the ukulele. The sugarcane workers brought this instrument, and it remains a popular instrument in Hawaii. They even spell it differently from the current usage away from the islands, which results in a different pronunciation. Anyway, it's Christmas in the United States, no matter what one's belief and background. Tinsel and tree lights never quite look right around coconut palms. The killjoys are out and about too. Apparently it's Christmas and no booze. In spite of this admonition, there's plenty going on according to the notice board. This may be the bargain of the lot. It's a used automatic bank machine. Surely it's not full. The high ground has recently regained popularity for new construction. This area above Kailua is popular for new development. No air conditioning required up here. It's really nice. Smooth roads sweep all over the island now. Crushed lava rock makes a great foundation. I'll stop this car right here. Although not easy to make out, the bump on the skyline is the 14,000-foot volcano called Mauna Kea. It's snow-covered. 9 very expensive astronomical telescopes are located up there. You're discouraged from driving up to them. Astronomers don't like company. Anyone can, however, drive on some lesser volcanoes. This is taken from Kohala, which is the oldest of the island's 5 volcanoes and almost certainly extinct. The land here is 1 million years old, and it's obviously lush grassland, not lava anymore. There's soil supporting this pasture, and nobody brought it here. Way down below is the Pacific Ocean, and to its left is a lava flow only 200 years old. This has come in handy for the airport at Kailua. You don't need a bird scarer at an airfield built on lava. Anyway, back to Kohala. This is Big Sky country. It's mostly ranchland with few settlements. The main town is Waimea, where the astronomers live. Waimea is a pleasant upland town with out-of-state plates. The latter are a rare commodity on Hawaii, but astronomers come from everywhere. The town centre shopping plaza has a wonderful frieze in the food court. It depicts ranching activities. Those are cowboys, but locally referred to as Paniolo. They came from Mexico. Espanol? Paniolo, get it? Most are gone now. It's all memories here. Look in the stores, for example. These are hobby horses, as they used to be called. The plush toy head is on a stick which kids pretend to ride. This kit is for drawing horses. Beware any father who buys one for a daughter. Young girls easily become addicted to horses. And finally, aimed at boys, I suppose, this is clearly for transporting horses. The spin-off purpose of the toy may be to teach the skills of backing up a trailer. Grown-ups get a choice of headgear in a variety of styles based on a Western theme. However, the real story is represented in a tree ornament. It's all about cattle, and not quite the one on the tree. This is grass-fed beef country, and has been for a long time. The ranch in question, the Parker Ranch, used to have an area equivalent to that covered by current-day Greater London. This is rich grassland overlaying the volcanic rock. Nobody put it here. Nature actually populated the lava and slowly built up the soil on which plant life can survive. Wait a million years and surprising things can happen. Some of the island vegetation away from the shore is really very lush. Tranquil oases have been created by enthusiasts. Many plant and animal species have been brought here to populate the one-time barren landscape. Marine mammals made it all by themselves, of course. Humans are the only land mammal to arrive under their own steam. Remarkably, a few bird species made it unaided. One plant definitely arrived all by itself, the coconut palm, of course. Its seeds come incredibly well suited to ocean travel. On arrival, the shape allows for easy transport at least to the high water line. All the essentials of life are included, even water, and are ready to assist the early development of the seed. Lots of palm species were brought subsequently. They thrive, and their leaf structure is wonderfully designed to handle strong winds that can occur in the middle of the Pacific. Were this not the case, then the palm trees would all be destroyed in high winds, as the root structure is not particularly sturdy. It is likely this little guy, and many like him, hitched a ride in a cargo. He's a master of disguise and knows how to keep dead still when necessary, a real winning formula. Citrus grows here, but not all that well. In contrast, the hibiscus grows superbly well and has even been named the state flower. Well, the yellow one has anyway. This is Brugmansia. It does very well too, and is often referred to as Angel's Trumpet. It came from South America, but everything on Hawaii was brought from somewhere else. Another very striking import from South America is the bougainvillea. This is a vine, and it flowers throughout the year at this latitude. Very exciting colours, and found in the tropics everywhere around the world. So the lava is getting worn away and covered up. The creation of soil is so essential to plant life, it has to come first. Nutrients are drawn from the lava by mosses and later by grasses. Small particles from coral and ocean sand are needed, along with decaying organic matter. The decay process is the work of all manner of microscopic life. Somehow the incredibly interconnected ecosystems of the world deliver what's needed. All plants growing in the tropics do a good job of producing organic waste. This path is not naturally as clean as this. Ask the resort maintenance crew if you doubt it. They spend countless hours just clearing up plant debris, and one huge culprit in this regard is the palm tree. There are lots of them, and they've been around on the island long before humans arrived. We have a somewhat inflated image of our own role, when in fact we are little more than observers of the process. We might as well settle back and enjoy the sunsets. These were actually invented to keep tourists coming, and there's one a day, and it's always around 6 o'clock. Sunsets get photographed all the time, but spare a thought for the lava landscapes. In a few 100,000 years, they'll be gone. Posterity will be sorry you didn't take a photo. Just for the record.